practice, I'm going to tell you that what is the best way in which I learned from some of the high achievers, and this is the way I've been doing it, and this is a practice which I've been doing it. I can tell you all that. So for example, I have actually divided my day, my time. I have divided my time into 4 main zones. So my first zone is my spiritual zone. Actually, if you read a book which is by that all the high achievers in Robin Sharma, fantastic. Thank you so much for that. This is by Robin Sharma, yeah. By Robin Sharma, and this is what has been said over here, that basically many of the high achievers, they actually do most critical of their task or most critical of their things, especially before 5 o'clock. So my domain is spiritual zone. So if I wake up a bit early, I can do some of my rituals, I can do some of my prayers, I can energize myself with something of amazing inspirational stuff, and I can also do along with that some of my physical stuff as well. If I have to do my walk around, and normally what is my process is my physical fitness zone. Normally what I do, I coupled up my physical zone with something inspiration. So you can see that right now I am having that headphone. If you observe me early in the morning, so while I'm been on the walk, I always have something is continuously I'm been listening. So what I have done, I have actually coupled it up with my physical zone and with my spiritual zone. So I actually overlap into that. So this is my start of the day. So when I come for the office, for example, now I am already in the peak state. I'm already in the peak state because my spiritual stuff and my physical stuff, so I've been going ahead with that. So a lot of energy I've been getting, a lot of excitement, a lot of what you can say, the happy hormones, which is actually whenever you walk around, you always get some sort of, or you exercise around, you might see you feel happy inside. You have the happiness hormones which I've been getting in. So once you are getting into your professional domain, you already feel a high level of energy. Now I entered into my professional domain. So I have to spend my time over here. For example, I'm being here at 8 o'clock until 4 o'clock I'm being here, for example. Now, you remember I've talked about that being as a professional, the most important part for ourselves is to identify at least one area of our core competence. One area, what is my one thing in which I can spend my whole of my effort, whole of my focus, that whatsoever I've been doing that stuff, there is no comparison. So people say, all right, you can do A, B, C, D, but if you want to learn about this thing, or if you want to go for this technicality, or if you want to do this thing, there is only one person in our company. There's only one person who can do that. So if you are focused in your professional domain, what is your one thing in which you can put your core focus over here? What is your one thing? So once you are putting your whole focus onto it, you have been differentiated from the lot. And I'm going to share with you just, alhamdulillah, that's been with the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there's a lot of bigger events that have been happening for myself, talking to the high officials and been telling them about the leadership, and they're the top brass. So what I would say, when you have been worked on your one thing, you get your differentiated, and this is very good. So identify your one thing where you can work on yourself. Then in your professional domain, I've been doing many other stuff, but my core focus is how can I relate it with my one thing, and I create opportunities for that. Then after professional domain, my next level where I'm being focused on is actually, once I go over there, this is my family domain. This is my family zone. So once I've been going back, so I've been spending time with the family. Normally what happened that generally if I've been there, if my daughter been back from the work, and we just go out, we just have our tea together. We just go around talking about how was the day and things like that. And then my day ends over here. Now, have you seen that? How much simple it is in concept that first of all, if you are being able to differentiate within your quota of 24 hours, what is the high critical thing? Which are the things which are important but not urgent, and if you are spending more time onto it, for example, writing is not urgent for me, but it is highly important, so I've been spending my time over there, I'm putting my quota over there. Then the whole day is divided that I have actually my spiritual zone, I have my physical zone. I actually supercharge myself. Just try to go ahead with that. With a lot of positivity, I've been getting it. Then I'm coming in the professional zone, and I've been focusing on my one thing which actually I can give a maximum impact. And then when I get back to my family zone, I know that I have to spend my time with the family. So my dear friends, it is not a rocket science. It is just a question of just putting some of the priorities in the right context, and creating a little bit of urgency for ourselves, because this is there's a Murphy law. It said that whatsoever the task you want to do and whatsoever is the timeline you want to fill in, the time will automatically fill in into that. So for example, if I decide about myself, I have to write my third book and I'm going to do it in 2 years. So this activity, automatically time is going to fill in within 2 years' time. I cannot do it before 2 years. But if I just put myself into effort and just say, all right, this is my goal, and instead of 2 years, I have to make it happen in 1 year, honestly speaking, I can make it happen, because I'm going to create a little bit of urgency for myself that this is something very important. So we can look into that part and we can focus on it, that what we can do out of this activity. So as I mentioned, my dear friend, that this is not the lectures. These are not some sort of inspiration only. The most important part is that whatsoever I've observed, the best of the best practices, I must have to share with you, with the belief that there is somebody right now who's been listening to me. There is someone right now who's been keenly getting the message which I've been trying to communicate. And inshallah, I've been very much confident on that part. Once this session is being over, they are going to have a different paradigm. Their life is not going to be the same. And even that small step, if they are going to implement in their life, this is going to make a bigger and bigger impact.